skilled yet underpaid. The real reason you are not earning what you deserve. Let me know in the comment section. Can I be heard? Can I be seen? I would love to know that I can be heard and seen. You are welcome to this live stream today. And I am Leslie Grace, the confidence coach. I help you master three allied skills: smart reading, smart thinking, smart speaking. Everything that you need to unlock confidence, smartness is everything that I give you. And today we're talking about the fact that too many professionals are skilled yet unpaid. What is the real reason you are not earning what you deserve? Let me know in the comment section, where are you streaming from? I love to see where you are streaming from. Alrighty, can you see and hear me? Okay, loud and clear. I can be seen and heard loud and clear. I can be seen and heard loud and clear. All right, it's a beautiful day today, and I'm excited to be sharing with you everything that you need to be that person who is skilled and well paid, right? If you're joining me and you can see me, let me know that you can see me and you can hear me. Alrighty, the real reason you are not earning what you deserve. Why is this happening to you? Now, let me say this: the frustration of the skilled but struggling professional is real. What is this frustration we're talking about? You know, once upon a time, there are professionals who did everything right. They learned the skill, they built the portfolio, they stayed consistent. I mean, they did everything that they needed to do so that they did everything that they needed to do so that they could get it all done, do it very well. But they stayed consistent. They built a portfolio, but one thing stayed missing: profit stayed missing. Stayed missing. They were not paid what they were supposed to be paid. So they were praised for their performance, but they were not paid for their process. All right. So sorry about that. One thing stayed missing: profit. Profit stayed missing. There were many professionals who were brilliant, but this stayed missing: profit. Profit stayed missing. They were doing everything, but the money was not there. The money was not showing. Are you that professional? Let me know in the comment section. Can you relate to what I'm talking about today? Because it's going to be a more of a personal conversation. That conversation where we can actually talk and show you how you can be paid for your skills, because your skills are meant to be paid for. They're meant to be paid for. They're not just some flex, some, oh, you're just skilled, you're not getting what it is that you need to get from your skill. No. So if you're that professional who is skilled yet unpaid, today's conversation is for you. Can I be seen and heard properly though? I really would love to know that I can be seen and I can be heard properly. I can be seen and heard legibly and properly. So if you don't mind, let me know in the comment section that you can see and hear me clearly. Now, this is why many professionals are today brilliant, but they are broke. You've become the go-to person in your circle. But when it's time for payments, nobody wants to pay you. You are that person that they call for solution, but when it's time for payments, they don't want to pay you. You are struggling to collect your money from the people that are meant to be paying you for your services, and you're just wondering what is happening. All right? Now, let me say this right. When it's time for you to start, so this reality check is this: the market doesn't pay for what you can do, the market pays you for what you do to fit into a system. Because the truth is, skills get you hired, but systems is what gets you paid. Skills get you hired, but systems get you paid. I want to talk about the science behind why skill doesn't scale. All right, sorry about that, please. The science behind why skill doesn't scale. Here is the truth about the human brain and buying behavior. People don't buy skills, they buy certainty. They want to buy this thing and be certain that this thing they bought would give them the result. I remember having a conversation with the client today, and the client was like, ma'am, this thing you want to give me now, is it going to give me this result? Is it going to give me that result? And all of that. So this happens. It happens that professionals want to know, or whoever you're selling to, even if it's a child you're selling to, the child wants to know that certainly, or the parent who is buying for that child wants to know that certainly this that I'm paying for, I'm going to get the value for my money. Now, this is what is called the trust transfer effect. So consumers and even employers pay more to those who have created a repeatable method. So that's why I said that what people pay for is not necessarily skills. What they pay for is actually systems. That's what people pay for. They pay for systems. That's why the most paid professionals are not the most skilled. No, they're the most systemized. So people make this complaint. And this person, I even know more than this person. I know more than you. Why are you being paid more than me? And it's as if it's a pain in your back. No. It's as if it's a pain to you that, oh, why is this person paid more than me? People don't pay you for your skill, they pay you for systemization. They pay you for systemization. When you lack a framework, your brain, when you lack a framework, your brain style is execution mode. When you lack a framework, your brain stays in execution mode, not innovation mode. When what you lack is a framework, your brain just stays in execution mode, not in the mode of innovation. And the thing is that execution without elevation leads to exhaustion. So you're executing, but you're not seeing elevation. It will lead to exhaustion. It will lead to exhaustion. So let me say this: skill without system is sweating without scaling. Skill without a system is you sweating without scaling. Is you sweating without scaling. So let me say this: the brain trusts patterns. That's why systemization is your go-to. Systems will help you because your brain trusts patterns. Your brain will always trust the pattern over just the skill that you have. So your brain is seeking beyond the skill. What is the pattern? What is the systemization we have done with this skill that we have brought out from this skill that we can use? If people can't see how your brilliance repeats itself, they will not pay premium for it. They may pay a one-off, one time, but they will not pay premium for it. So what are the three hidden systems every paid creator builds? There are three hidden systems you need to build before you can become that creator that can be paid. What are the three paid creator systems that you need? Number one, the positioning system. The positioning system has to do with perception. Because here is the truth: we pay based on our perception. So people will give you perception first before they even pay you premium. The perception, the way they perceive you. So you as a skilled person, you must define who you are beyond what you do. You must define who you are beyond what you do. How are you positioning yourself? People don't pay for titles, they pay for transformation. The transformation you are willing to give is what people pay for. This world doesn't buy a writer. No, it buys a voice that clarifies chaos. So, dear you who is dreaming, I want to write my next book. I want my next book to be out there. I want people to see that this is what I'm doing. People don't pay a writer. People pay a voice that clarifies chaos. So you're writing about navigating postpartum depression. And in that your write-up, like I said yesterday, you identify a pain point, a process, and then a promise, all of this inside your book. That is what people will pay you for when they buy your book. Because that book gives you what? It positions you. It is a perception that you from that book, they already perceive you as someone that is worth being paid for her services or for his services. So that thing you are offering, that book you're offering, isn't just a book. It's not just a book you want to give the world. No, it is a system for clarity. It's a system for taking away chaos. That's the first hidden system that you as a creator must build. The second system you need to build is the packaging system. The packaging system. Productization. How do you package it? How do you turn that your skill into something tangible? How? That skill needs to become something tangible for it to be paid. So you productize it. Yes, the packaging system. So it becomes productized. Turn your skill into something tangible, a framework, a formula, a flagship offer, something tangible. Because you know what? The mind buys what it can name. So you see, you just sit there, no, it's not just how to cook a greasy soup. When you name it a cookbook, the mind pays for it. The mind buys what it can name. You think it's just your engineering skill. You haven't named it. You haven't named it. That's why they haven't paid you for it yet. But you need to name it. You need to give it a name so that people can know that this is what it is that you are saying you can offer. And if you do not know where to start this from, let me give you a typical example. Instead of saying, I do branding, you can say, I use my 3C clarity framework to help professionals define, design, and deliver their brand story. Let me know in the comment section. Between A and B, who will you pay? Somebody does branding, and the person comes and says, I do branding, pay me for your branding, pay me for your branding. The next person comes and the person says, I use my 3C clarity framework to help professionals define, design, deliver their brand story. Who will you pay? Person A or person B? Let me know in the comment section. Who would you pay? Person A or person B? Who will you offer them your money to? B, thank you. B, that's it. That person did not come to sell us a skill. No, the person came to sell us a system. The person came to sell us a system. That's what people pay for. People pay for systems. They don't pay for skill. Your skill is good. Your skill is from your skill that you build the system. However, what we will pay for, or what the world will pay for, is not just your skill. The world will pay you for the system that you offer. So with that your system, you want to package your system with number one, like I said, positioning system. Number two is packaging system. Number three is the pricing system, profitability. Profitability. And if this feels like, coach, this is looking kind of, and that's why you should be in the smart creating lab. In the smart creating lab, we'll walk you through all of these systems, your packaging, your profitability, your pricing. The pricing is one of the biggest challenges that skilled people suffer for. So before you will say, I'm skilled, why am I underpaid? You know that this is one of the basic reasons you're underpaid. You actually underpriced yourself. So it's from what you underpriced yourself that we're paying you. They are paying you for how you underprice yourself and you're offended that you underpaid. Underpayment is basically, firstly, a function of being underpriced. Until you can show us a process, you will only get priced by perception. You've not showed us a process. You've not showed us how this can move from, you can move this person from point A to point B. Until you can show a process, you will always get priced by perception. Pricing is not an emotional thing. Please write it down. Pricing is not emotional. Pricing is architectural. Pricing is not emotional. Pricing is architectural. So you structure, it's built by a structure, by a system. People are not going to pay you for your time. No. They will pay you for your template. The template you give is what they will pay you for, not your time. Not your time. So what template are you giving? What template are you showing the world that with this my template, if you are suffering from postpartum depression, I can move you from this point to this point if you are depressed? What template are you showing? What template are you showing? I want to show you this, a tale of two designers. So imagine this, designer A and designer B. Designer A and designer B have the same skill level, but designer A charges $50. Designer B charges $5,000. Why? Designer A sells logos. Designer A says, what I do for you, I help you design a logo. Designer B sells a 3-phase brand reinvention system. Designer A is selling skill. Designer B is selling certainty. Designer B is selling system. That's why I said when it comes to pricing, it's not an emotional thing. It is architectural. When you show us a system, then people will pay you. For a long time now, you've been making it look as if they should pay you. You're emotionally making them to pay you for something. No, they're not going to pay you because of your emotional appeal. They will pay you because of an architecturally built system that you built. You will build it. And that's why, yes, it's just a cooking skill you want to give to the world. The world can pay you for that skill if you can structure it. If you can structure it. And that's why as a smart creating lab, we will not only turn your expertise and your education and your experience into income, influence, and impact. That whole route is an architectural system. Because guess what? Clients don't buy creativity. They buy confidence in outcome. When you show us that there's an outcome you are certain we'll get, and will become confident in the outcome you will give us, we pay you. That confidence that you want to give the world to pay for lies in a system. It lies in a system. So you see, professionals who create signature frameworks, we earn more than the person who wants to give skill. It will earn more than the person who wants to give skill. The person who wants to give skill just wants to give skill. Oh, I know how to make hair. That's what you're selling. Skill is not enough. Skill is not enough. That your skill can be put in a system, and that's what people will pay for. I want you to write this down in the comment section for me. Your system is your sales team, even when you are asleep. Your system is your sales team. So your skill cannot sell for you. Your skill cannot even enroll in your sales team. No, no. Your skill is the foundation on which a system is built. An architectural system that can milk money is built. So your system is your sales team that sells for you when you are asleep. Please write it down. Your system is your sales team that sells for you while you are asleep. It's selling for you. You are asleep, yeah, but it's selling for you. Oh, it's selling for you. It's selling for you. So while you are thinking, is this selling? Is this not selling? It is selling for you. Your system is what sells for you. Now, I want to give you a smart creators framework, how you can actually move from skill to system. So I want to give you a skill to system framework. Are we ready for that framework? Are we ready? Here is how you can turn your skill into a system. I want to give you a step-by-step how. If you're ready, let me know in the comment section. Ready, ready, ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let me give you a how. A how you can turn your system into a sales team. Number one, extract it. Extract it. Identify what you do repeatedly that always works. Somebody shared something today on how to manage behavioral patterns with toddlers. It was such an amazing thing. And she says, I've done this with my toddlers and this works. I was interested. I said, please, I want to buy. Why? The person has been able to sit and identify what they repeatedly do that works. So, yes, you're a content creator. What is that content that you do that repeatedly works? Extract it. Extract it. When you in the process of extracting it, write down the steps, not just the sentiments. Write down the steps, not just the sentiments. Write it down. What are the steps? You've identified that this works for you all the time. Your baking game comes out well, even though you're baking at home. I want to tell us that we can bake without an oven. Oh, hello, peace. So good to see you here. You want to tell us that we can bake without an oven. Write down your steps down. Leave the sentiments alone. Write your steps, the steps that get you to that result. So extract it. Number 2, name it. Sit down and give your framework a branded title. Please don't joke with title. I missed it with naming my brand initially. So I can tell you for free. Thank God I got a mentor that helped me come back. Okay? But please don't just give any random name. Sorry about that, please. Name it. Give that framework a branded title. Don't just say how to raise toddlers. No, give it a branded title. Can you see what they did with the name Montessori? Montessori is playway for young children. It's playway for young children, but they named it. Sorry, please. All right. So name it. Montessori came, did a playway system for children, and the next thing they gave it a name, Montessori. And there are many. Children learn how to pronounce words, and they named it Jolly Phonics. They gave it different kinds of names. So sit and actually name that your framework. And as you're naming it, call it, say that this is. Oh, I'm muted. Am I okay now? Okay. Sorry about that. So you name it. You don't just say, oh, I've been able to help women. I can help women navigate stepmotherhood. So it's my stepmotherhood system. Please don't do that. Sit down, reflect on an ideal name. You don't know how to go about your naming. That's why you should be at a smart creating lab. That's why you should be at a smart creating lab. Up until now, you're still on the early bird discount of 24999 as against 102,499. So please take it away before the early bird discount is taken off. You need to give a suitable name. See this naming aspect. It can see people decide whether they want to buy something or not, driven by the name. Even by the name. I remember there was one funny first name that I had before now, and I didn't even know that name was an obstacle. The day we changed our name to Smart Speakers Academy, everything changed, even from the naming. And then we now had to rename our frameworks. So it's not just cliche. They just want to no. It's like when you come into the Smart Speakers Academy and you see smart reading, smart thinking, smart speaking. We had to build a framework. We had to say, okay, no, we're not just giving you public speaking. We had to rebuild a framework. So name it. Name creates memory. And memory is what creates money. Yeah. Name it. Number 3, frame it. How do you move your skill to system? Number 1, I said extract it. Number 2, I said name it. Now, number 3, frame it. Frame it. Turn those your steps into a teachable or sellable format. Put it in a frame. You know the way they frame a picture. You know that an ordinary picture. So my sister does a lot of frames, right? She runs a frame factory. And the way pictures move from ordinary pictures to frames is wowing to me. So it's just like maybe you take a screenshot of my picture now, you say, make a frame of this. Just picture this, right? We're talking about skill to system, and I want to show you a very tangible example. You do a picture of me. If you send that picture to me via WhatsApp, I don't think I'll pay you for it. Scratch that. Even if I say I want to pay you, or you charge me for it, and you say, coach, you were doing this thing, you didn't know you're looking so good, and so I took a picture of you. Even if I want to pay you for it, imagine how much I will pay you. And then the second person now decides to go frame it. Everybody loves a framing of themselves, right? Everybody loves to see frames. Please, love to see a framing of your skill as well. It's not just I help people to know how to buy shares. Don't call it that. Frame it now. Frame it something else. Put it in a sellable format. So how do you frame a course? A course is a frame. So you're able to build a course that there's module 1 for baking, catering, but you put it in modules, and then it's a course. How do you frame it? A talk. For instance, this course this talk we're having now, skilled yet underpaid, it's framed. So you see how we're going. I've given you the first section. We're just building it. I've given you and then now we're in the system of moving from skill to system. It is put in a frame. How do you frame it? A template. A template is a frame. A guide is a frame. A checklist is a frame. A book is a frame. You need to frame that your skill. If you want to move it to skill to system so that you can stop being underpaid, even though you are skilled, you have to frame that skill. Number 4, scale it. Scale it. Now that you have been able to extract it, you've named it, you've framed it, the next thing you want to do, you've scaled it, the next thing you want to do is to scale it. Systemize it. Systemize it through automation or through a content that can teach it, into a container that can teach it. I give you a typical example. A photographer creates the 3L lens system. So the photographer does light, length, and legacy. He's a photographer, but he wants to now start teaching people how to make good pictures. And he says, hi, I'm a photographer. And what I teach you, I give you the light, length, and legacy system. Through my 3L system, anybody can take good pictures that can stand out. How does that sound? Now, he begins to sell this 3L length system as a workshop for beginners. And then he sells it as a workshop. It is same skill. But do you know you will pay him more? You can even put it into different tiers. Say, okay, tier 1, you pay this amount. Tier 2, you pay this amount. Tier 3, you pay this amount. See, dear skilled genius, the difference between you that is skilled and you feel underpaid, or you know that you're underpaid, and the next person who is paid better than you are, is documentation. When they see things like journal, document, write your thoughts down, it is not, take for instance, this morning when I woke up, a brilliant idea dropped in my heart this morning on something I need to do as regards our business. Immediately I documented it. In fact, immediately I discussed it with somebody, and we started documenting the process already. It's going to take months. It's not something we're going to do in this year. However, I have found on this journey that if you don't document your genius, it won't duplicate itself. You think it's just ordinary, that you can make any child speak in public. No, it's not ordinary. Document your skill, document your genius, document it. The moment you document it, you can see that you can duplicate yourself. So if you come into teach smart speaking, for instance, it's documented. Module 1 till the end of all the modules. A smart speaking course has about 4 modules. It's documented. So if you come and take the course this month and you send somebody to come in another month, it's a documented, proven system. We've run about 9 cohorts of the smart speaking course, and it is proven back to back. Apart from one-on-one sessions. All right. Now, but I've seen that too many skilled people are struggling. They are underpaid even with their skill. This is your invite. This is your caller. Please come into the Smart Creating Lab. And it's not, we're not, the Smart Creating Lab happens once a year. If you miss it this year, you have to wait next year. And you still be in the place of struggling and crying that you are underpaid. What is the identity shifts that you need as a paid professional? There's a mindset shift that separates you, the skilled worker, from the smart creator. The skilled worker says, pay me for my time. But you're not a skilled worker. You're not just a skilled worker. You've been in the space of skilled worker, and that's why you're underpaid. You're not just a skilled worker. You're a smart creator. And that's why we created the Smart Creating Lab. Because a smart creator does not say, pay me for my time. A smart creator says, pay me for my transformation. I'm going to transform you from the woman who was struggling to the woman who is now a satisfied entrepreneur, if you deal with entrepreneurs. So what you are giving is transformation. The person who is saying pay me for my time is trading effort. You, as a smart creator, you are trading essence. And because you are trading essence, they will pay you any amount. See, the day you package your skill into a system, you stop chasing clients. You start attracting not just clients, you start attracting collaborations. People start seeing you as someone that they should collaborate with. Because what you have built is a system. So the system is replicable. The system is something everybody wants to work with. This is how you actually get stopped. This is how you actually stop being underpaid and you become understood. People pay only those they understand. And how are we going to understand you if a framework is not built? How are we going to understand if it's not systemized? You know, Joseph didn't interpret dreams. Yeah. Again, skill is not enough. Joseph had this skill of interpreting dreams. Remember, he was doing it in his father's house. In fact, his brothers became angry. Became angry that this Joseph is just overdoing. What is it? Joseph? What do you want us to do? But guess what made Joseph a prime minister? It wasn't that skill. Permit me to say, all the while, Joseph was underpaid because his skill just got him to the palace, and he was just a palace errand boy. Well, even though he was a senior errand boy, but he was still a boy. But guess what changed the trajectory for Joseph? Joseph moved his skill to systems. He built systems to sustain nations. That is why Pharaoh promoted him. Your skill might open the door for you, but your system will keep you in the palace. Write it down. It is my system that pays, not my skill. It is my system that pays, not my skill. So I need you to ask yourself today, what do I naturally do that others struggle to do? Oh, that's why one of the guides that we're giving, interestingly, for those who join the Smart Creating Lab, you'll be getting a 61 bundle. And one of the guides you'll be getting is the mindset for creativity guide. And in that mindset for creativity guide, one of the things we're going to work you through is a system where you can actually answer these questions. You know, it's a guide. What do I do naturally that others struggle to do? Do you know that if you begin to answer this question, you see yourself as a creator? You're still seeing yourself as. So when you see others create, you're applauding them. Oh, this person is such a brave. Imagine she shows up every day. What do you naturally do? Thank you. Like I said in the comment section, it is my system that pays, not skill. What do you naturally do that others struggle to do? Number two, ask yourself, what repeatable patterns exist in my process? What repeatable pattern? In my process of how I moved from a lady who was single to a stepmother who got married to a man who had teenage children. What were the processes I put in place? That's why, again, back to documentation. You'll not realize that, oh, when I got into the family, I was not interested in looking at how my husband was relating with the teenage children. I was more, I was more moved by how these children accepted me. So I was looking for that acceptance. So I'm just saying reflection, right? This is not my case, but I'm just using it as an example on how you can actually sit to reflect and begin to bring out systems, begin to bring out repeatable processes. Ask yourself another question. What is one outcome I can consistently guarantee? So let's say this happened to you and your friend also had an issue of stepping into a marriage with someone who had teenage children, and you give her this particular counsel, and it worked. Your cousin, it worked. You're beginning to notice that you have an outcome that you can consistently guarantee. Take, for instance, when I come and I can tell you I can make you read a book a week no matter how busy you are. I was able to ask myself, what do I naturally do? The other struggle to. Oh, I naturally read a book a week, no matter how busy I am. What I struggle with it, people struggle with reading a book in a year. I do it a book a week, and I've been doing it for years. And then I asked myself the second question I told you to ask yourself: what is one repeatable pattern that exists in my process? I've been able to understand speed and system. So I understand that with speed plus system, you can't do any book a week all year round, no matter how busy you are. And then I'm asking myself, what is one outcome I can consistently guarantee? I've been able to work with busy professionals, doctors in the UK, busy health professionals abroad. Now, why I'm using abroad is because you know how busy they are there, and they normally would have minimal help, external help, when they're running their own families and their work life, but they're still doing a book a week. So I've been able to have this outcome repeatably, consistently. See, listen, your next level isn't to learn a new skill. Too many professionals are overly, exaggeratedly handling skill, for lack of a better way to put it. Your next level isn't in learning a new skill, it is in systemizing the one you already have. People are now systemizing teaching cooking. The same cooking that your mom and your grandma taught you is what Hilde Bassi systemized, and she's making hundreds of millions yearly from her cooking class. It's still cooking, but it's systemized. It's the same tie and dye that people just say, if you're from Abia State, there's a village in Abia State, Nigeria, where they do tie and dye, right? It's just like where they do tie and dye. And sorry about that. There's a village that does tie and dye in Ogun State. I've talked about her before in one of our lives. I've talked about her, Madam Okundai, I think so. She was called to Harvard. Madam Okundai, right? She was called to Harvard to come and teach how to make this. Yes. Systemizing. Systemizing. So it's not about looking for a new skill. It's about you looking for now. Start looking for how you can systemize the one you have. Coaching, systemizing. Don't just have a service, have a structure. Have a structure. There are people who have done this so well. Take, for instance, Marie Follow. She turned life coaching into B School, a structured framework for business clarity. And she's making it. James Clear. James Clear turned a habit skill into a measurable system. And boom, the framework came out. Atomic Habits. You went to buy it. It's not habits that we've been hiring ever since we were babies. The Proverbs 31 woman, she sold linen, land, and leadership because her household was systemized. Systems. What is their secret? They weren't just skilled, they were structured, they were systemized. So I need you to do something today as I leave you today. Write down your main skill. List 3 steps that you put into get the result, the outcome that you have. And I want you to name that process. When you write it down, get yourself into the Smart Creating Lab. You are not underpaid, you are unsystemized, and you need to fix that. You need to fix that so that your creativity can fund your freedom. It's until you get systems that you can be free. You can't be free. No, it's systems. For me to show up here 1 p.m. every day, it's systems that get me here. Systemization. So your course, your webinar, the books you write, it should be systemized. Should be systemized. So this is my invitation to you. Join the Smart Creating Lab. You get systems there. 3 coaches are going to be there. Coach Brenda, Coach Wura, and I'll be there as well. We'll hold you by the hand to help you build systems. I hope that today has given you so much value and your eyes are opening. You're like, ooh, okay, so this is what I can do with this skill. I thought that I was just being underpaid with my skill. So it's because I lack system? Yes, because systems is what will help you get that skill being paid for. Skill is not enough. Thank you so much for joining in today. Use the information you can see on the screen and pay for your Smart Creating Lab. Get yourself, book a slot for the Smart Creating Lab. Send your receipt to the numbers you can see on the screen, and you join the community. Too many professionals are already there waiting and looking forward to the Smart Creating Lab. And hey, it's just 7 days to go. 7 days to go. 7 days to go. You don't want to miss it at all. I want to see you in the Smart Creating Lab, and I am sure that you will love it being there. Share this lab with somebody who is struggling and who is complaining that, oh, with all my skill, why am I not paid well? Share this lab with that person. Thank you so much for joining in today. And I am Leslie Grace, the Confidence Coach. I help you master 3 life skills: smart reading, smart thinking, smart speaking, so that you can become confidently smart. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. This is the Smart World.